Ladies and gentlemen, 26 days after a young doctor was raped and brutally murdered at a hospital in Calcutta, the West Bengal government, headed by Mamata Banerjee, has unanimously passed a stringent anti-rape bill today. Now, one of the significant provisions of the bill is the introduction of capital punishment for individuals convicted of rape in cases where the victim dies or the crime causes the victim to enter a vegetative state. The bill also proposes that investigations into rape cases must be completed within 21 days of the initial report. The present central law stipulates a 2-month deadline for the completion of the probe. Mamata Banerjee, in the Assembly today, has called the bill historic. But the BJP that has supported the bill in the House is calling it rhetoric. They say there is nothing new in Bengal's bill and eventually it will be challenged in courts.
মনে আছে আপনাদের কেউ তো একবারও স্বীকার করলেন না উন্নাওয়ের কথা 2017 সালে নাবালিকাকে ধর্ষণ করেছিলেন আমি একজন বিধায়ক বলবো কিন্তু আপনি বলতে বললেন আমি কিন্তু আপনার পার্টির নাম বলতাম না সরি এটা আপনাকে বাধ্য করলেন বলতে ধর্ষিতা মেয়ের বাবাকে তারপর বন্দি অবস্থাতেই হত্যা করেন ধর্ষকের বাবা মানে ধর্ষক সেই বিধায়ক মরুন আজ থেকে 4 বছর আগে 2020-এ এই সেপ্টেম্বর মাসেই হাতরাস ঘটনা যেখানে একটি দলিত মেয়েকে গণধর্ষণ করা হয় বিচার তো পায়নি সেও বাঁচেনি বিভিন্ন রাজ্যে চলছে একের পর এক ঘটনা এটা গ্লোরিফাই করার নয় আগে নরেন্দ্র মোদীকে পদত্যাগ করতে বলুন নরেন্দ্র মোদী পদত্যাগ চাই তার কারণ উনি জাতীয় লজ্জা আমরা স্যার অমানবিক ঘটনা নিয়ে রাজনীতি করে বিচার চায় না ভারতীয় সেই কারণেই দ্রুত বিচারের জন্য ভারত ন্যায় সংহিতার কয়েকটি ধারায় সংশোধন করে আমরা ধর্ষণের ঘটনায় অপরাধে প্রমাণে সর্বোচ্চ মৃত্যুদণ্ডের সাজা
ममता बनर्जी ड्रामाबाजी कर रहे हैं और गैलरी शो कर रहे हैं इसलिए ये जो लेजिस्लेशन उन्होंने लाए हैं ये लेजिस्लेशन पूरी तरीके से असंवैधानिक है ऑलरेडी संहिता के ऊपर नई संहिता है जो इम्प्लीमेंट भी हो चुका है और जिसमें डेथ सेंटेंस का भी प्रावधान है तो ममता बनर्जी की ये जो उन्होंने लॉ लाए ये पूरी तरीके से ड्रामाबाजी है और इसको दिखाने के लिए हमारे विधायक लोगों ने किया लेकिन ये जाके सुप्रीम कोर्ट में चैलेंज होगा और सुप्रीम कोर्ट चैलेंज होने के बाद ये कैंसिल
ममता दीदी में संवेदना नहीं है मध्य प्रदेश ने तो 2017 में बना दिया था अगर कोई इस तरह का अन्याय करेगा बेटियों के साथ तो सीधे फांसी की सजा और 42 लोगों को फांसी की सजा सुनाई चुकी है और आरजी कर में जो बीभत्स घटना हुई है बेटी के साथ उससे ध्यान भटकाने के लिए अब ये कानून लेकर आई है आरजी कर कॉलेज घटना में जो अपराधी है उनको तो सजा मिले ही फांसी की लेकिन क्या शेख शाहजहां जैसे लोग भी फांसी की सजा पाएंगे संदेश खाली में कितनी बहनों ने की
Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, while Mamata Banerjee and her government brings in an stringent anti-rape law, one of her old MLAs is calling doctors who are protesting against these very rapes butchers. Listen in.
পাঞ্জা লড়ছে তাদের কোনো চিকিৎসা হচ্ছে না এরা মানবিক এরা মানুষ চাইতে পরিণত হচ্ছে দিন ডাক্তাররা
Ladies and gentlemen, let's Mamata's loose cannons for a moment because there's a long list of all of them. Let's just for the moment focus on this new bill. Fact is that similar bills in Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh have been introduced and passed by their respective houses, but they are still awaiting a thumbs up from the President of India. This evening, Radhika Bhattacharya Shah is spokesperson of the BJP. Tauseef Rahman is national spokesperson of the TMC. Sanjay Hegde is a senior advocate. Lalita Kumaramanglam is a former chairperson of the NCW, all joining us this evening. Sanjay Hegde, as a lawyer, I'm coming to you first. I want to know from you, the BJP today is saying, all right, we supported this bill on the floor of the House of West Bengal, but the fact is it is dramabazi. There is nothing new in it. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita has all these provisions that Mamata Banerjee is now proposing, essentially saying there is nothing new. Is that true? Is that really the case?
Well, it's partly true, because if you murder someone, then there is a possibility of a death sentence anyway. So if you rape somebody and murder somebody, that would be an aggravating circumstance in the murder itself, and liable to render you possible for capital punishment. But the bit about putting somebody in a vegetative state, that is new. So there are refinements which are new. A lot of it would have anyway been covered. But I have a different point. The point is that harsh laws rarely solve anything. What solves the rape crisis is A, effective policing, B, open society where sex and consent matter and are negotiated. This is not where we are as a society. We are, as a society, sex outside marriage is extremely difficult. There is also this problem that, when lust takes over, the accused is not thinking of the possible punishment that he's likely to face. He is obsessed with finishing his job and then thereafter to get rid of the witness. That's when murder happens. So harsh laws in such cases actually work against the possibility of victim surviving. Then there's a third aspect of which you must consider, which is when it comes to the stage of the trial and the sentencing. The job of the police agencies is to bring in evidence. There are marginal cases where if the judge is faced with the possibility that if he or she convicts the person, then the only option is the death sentence, then judges tend to err on the side of acquittal. This also happens. So it's very easy to pass a harsh law. It is very difficult sometimes to implement it. Harsh laws are a political response, and it is an expression of people's indignation. But longer term problem does not necessarily get solved. That is my view.
Okay, Sanjay Hegde, before I go to my political guest this evening, I want to come to you with a quick question. The BJP is saying, or at least Shukanta Majumdar is saying that, A, this is dramabazi. I don't want you to comment on that, but I certainly want you to comment on the fact that he claims in any case you have similar laws that exist and it is certain to be challenged in the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court will strike it down. I want to know if there is a clash with civil laws here and whether you think the matter will reach the Supreme Court at some stage or the other.
Well, somebody or the other is to challenge it. Say, supposing I'm defending an accused where there is a possibility of a death sentence because of that, then maybe I would advise a challenge. The challenge will be on constitutional grounds. That if the center says the law is X, can a state say that the law is X plus 1? So that plus 1 component,
correct,
courts check whether it is in consonance or in conflict with the central law, and whether it is within the realm of the power of the state to pass. Because law order largely is a state subject, but where the center has already made legislation, does the state legislation in any way impinge upon the central legislation? So these are the questions that would that a court would consider, that a constitutional court would consider.
Okay, let's now move to the political part of this debate. Radhika Bhattacharya Shah, I'm intrigued to know why, on one hand, the BJP has supported the new bill on the floor of the House because it has been passed unanimously, but right outside, you have someone like a Shukanto Majumdar calling it dramebazi, saying there is nothing new in it, saying it will be challenged in a court of law. Fact is, either it is dramebazi or it is not dramebazi. So I don't understand where exactly the BJP stands on this new bill.
Well, as far as we are concerned, we've been watching Mamata Banerjee, the Honourable Chief Minister's dramas for the last few days. Her back is against the wall and she doesn't know how to divert herself. So she has come up with all the things that we've been watching her do. The question to ask Mamata Banerjee is that in 2019, when the government started the provision of fast-track courts to deal with both POCSO and sexual harassment against women, when 30 states implemented it, why didn't West Bengal implement it? Why didn't she do what she should have done? She's a woman chief minister. She is the chief minister of a state where rape cases happen very, very often in the state. When 123 special fast-track courts were allotted, then why didn't she implement it? Till 2023 June, West Bengal government, did not accept the grounds for the 17 fast-track.
Ji, I asked you a simple question. Either the BJP believes that the bill is dramebazi or it believes that the bill isn't dramebazi. Because you are saying and doing two different things. On the floor of the House, you're supporting the bill. Outside, you're saying dramebazi, nothing new to be challenged in court. So make up your minds, na?
No, we are saying that there's a bill already in place. There are rules and regulations that are already in place. What is the new thing she's doing? What she should have done is when she was allocated the 17 fast-track courts at the West Bengal government, why did she only approve 6 of them? What happened to the other 11? Perhaps if she had, it would have been a deterrent. People would have been afraid of the environment. They would have known that they will be taken to court, justice will be meted out very quickly and early, and then they will have to pay for their sins. Because this didn't happen, and there are 50,000 rape cases in West Bengal. Who's going to answer for that? What does the Honourable Chief Minister have to say to that? Here she is talking and she's sort of being melodramatic in the assembly.
Yes, ma'am.
But when it comes
to come in here, the lawyer on the panel, okay, Radhika ji, I just need to go to the spokesperson of the TMC for a question. Tauseef, you've heard what the lawyer on this panel is saying. You've heard what the BJP is saying. The lawyer on the panel is saying that this bill is a political response. The BJP is saying these are diversionary tactics because Mamata Banerjee doesn't know what to do after 3 weeks of relentless outrage and bad press against her.
Good evening, Shreya. Shreya, I've been hearing all these things. We were very much prepared, that these questions will arise because I know people are not happy because they were never fighting for justification. They were never fighting for justice. They were just fighting for their own vote gains. And this is the reality when I'm using the term vote, because end of the day, the BJP is only concerned about the vote and the election. This is why they wanted to topple the government. Now, when you talk about the bill, we don't have to get lessons and we don't have to learn anything from the BJP spokesperson or the supporters from the BJP. This bill has been passed, Shreya, and this bill is for all the Aparajitas whom we have lost. A bill has been launched for all the Aparajitas who are still with us. A bill has been passed for all the Aparajitas who will come in the future. So the course of action for the future has been taken. And now this rebuttal, that dramebazi, I'm very happy that in a national television, BJP is coming and saying this bill is just a dramebazi. Because yesterday, there was a channel, they were taking interview from all the doctors protesting all night, sitting in Lal Bazaar. They were sitting all night. No disturbance happened. It was totally peaceful. They were having their own demands. All the doctors appreciated that at least some steps have been taken. We are feeling secured. And now more steps to be taken because the protests will not stop. So anyways, we won't say that we are happy or we are very satisfied, but this bill is the need of the hour and it's been passed. This bill has to go to the governor and to the president because the president has shown some serious concern that she is very serious about West Bengal. I don't know if she's serious about Uttar Pradesh or Maharashtra, but yes, the honorable president of India, she is very concerned about West Bengal. That concern has been taken very seriously. So now this bill has been passed. This will go to governor, to the president, and until and unless I'm telling you on national television that if this bill doesn't pass, we will stick and we will go on a strike and we will sit outside the governor house until it gets passed. I don't know why the Maharashtra bill is not passed. I don't know why the Madhya Pradesh bill has not been passed, but this is West Bengal. Bengal shows its way.
No, Madhya
Bengal
Pradesh is
knows
passed.
the way. We will make sure that the bill will pass.
Okay, Sanjay Hegde, can I quickly bring you in before I get Lalita Kumar Mangalam? The fact is that a similar bill was passed by the Andhra Assembly. It's called the Disha Bill. It's still waiting the president's nod. Again, there's Maharashtra's Shakti Bill, similar, more stringent than the central law. Again, waiting for the president's nod. What can possibly be the hiccup? Again, I ask you this question because there is already a very strong central law that looks at rape, and then you have individual states like Maharashtra, which passed one in 2017, Madhya Pradesh, I beg your pardon, passed one in 2017. You have Maharashtra pending the president's assent. You have Andhra Pradesh as well. So I'm wondering if every state has to make its own stringent anti-rape law, तो ये central law का होगा क्या?
The point is, as I told you, that the center has to approve of any state law which makes additions or amendments to the central law. When you speak of the presidential assent, the president does not sit there personally and scan through the legislation and say,
Correct.
is this in consonance with the central act? It is the center which advises the president, yes, please give assent to the state law. And when the assent is given, the state law operates in the state, including the extra provisions. So that is the situation. So the center has been uniformly not particularly keen on the state having their own extra versions. That is what it appears to be. So it is considering the question as to whether it will approve or not. The Madhya Pradesh law was passed at a time the old Penal Code and the Criminal Procedure Code Evidence Act. Now that you have stronger versions in the Samhitas, the center will obviously scan the state legislations for conflict or consonance with the Samhitas, and then in the necessary cases advise the president either to give assent or to not give assent. Very often, the president is no more than a ceremonial figurehead who acts only on the advice of the central government.
Lalita Kumar, do you get a sense of deja vu? Because that is what I'm getting right now. For anyone who's tracked what happened post Nirbhaya, there was a Verma committee report that was submitted. India got a very stringent anti-rape law. Everyone said this is a landmark law. It was applauded. Everyone thought that crimes against women will come down. It didn't happen, and an RG card happens, and now you have a state government in the country saying we will have a more stringent law than the one that the center has given us. Does this give you a sense of deja vu, in a sense that whatever laws you may have, by the end of it, it's implementation? Because implementation and investigation is so shoddy in this country, things really never will change.
I totally agree with you, Shreya. It's not about the law. Whether Mamata and the BJP or other parties in other states are playing politics by bringing in these laws, that's a debate for another day. But the fact remains that it's not only The law is only as good as its implementation. And as rightly pointed out, the implementation of the rape laws, or if you ask me, law, violence against women, posh, etc. I mean, there are a number of laws that have been passed which are good laws by themselves. But it's in the implementation that we don't just falter, that we fall flat on our face. It starts with the lack of forensic laboratories in this country. Whether it is Hathras, whether it was this poor child who died about a month ago, a few weeks ago, a month ago, whether it was Nirbhaya. Remember that in Nirbhaya's case, and I've said this often enough, I've been slammed also often enough, that sitting chief minister saw that everything went fast. She really didn't play politics. She did her work. This is very, very rare. Look at what's happened with that huge scandal that's broken out in Kerala. We're constantly saying so and so much resigned. It's the system that's really rotten in India. Women don't have access to justice. Over 70% of rapes are not even reported. Forget about, to the local police station. I've said this I don't know how many times. We need a judicial reforms bill. To say that, yes, it will all be done in 30 days, 40 days is very good. But does the system support it? Even in Calcutta, we saw that it was shoddy implementation, beginning from the police commissioner to the principal of the college to everybody. They played fast and loose. The poor child was dead. I mean, the way she died, all of that is horrible. The whole point of having a law is to make it a deterrent. And having necessarily the death penalty, it showed that it may not be a deterrent. Many of my friends who are very senior lawyers tell me that maybe life without parole is a worse, better deterrent, but nobody knows. The point is not that. The point is that rape seems to be becoming more and more commonplace. Abuse against women is more and more commonplace, and women don't seem to be safe anywhere. In their homes, in their workplaces, in public spaces. It all sounds like rhetoric to me sometimes. So we have not even seen the tip of the iceberg. I have dealt with cases that were so horrendous, and most of the evidence was covered up by the families and the surrounding neighbors, biradari, as we say in Hindi. We have courts which are saying that rapists are given bail. They have to ask their mother for permission. The whole system, Shreya, needs a shake-up. We need a judicial reforms bill, and I know that's not going to come through soon, but at the center, it needs to be passed by Parliament. I think it may need to go to every state. I'm not sure that. I think Mr. Heck would be able to give a more informed opinion, but we need accountability from the entire system. It's not just the police. Look at how long cases take. Nirbhaya took 10 years with a mother who had the guts and the courage and the how do you say it? The capacity to follow through for 10 years.
Rahman,
that lady.
Okay, I think I understand the point you're trying to make. Tauseef for Rahman, it's all very well to bring in a bill, an anti-rape bill that looks great on paper, right? That finish the trial within 21 days. Hang the rapist if he has killed the victim within 10 days of the conviction. But does your system support it? I'm not just talking about West Bengal, I'm talking about the system across the country. Investigation over in 21 days?
Ma'am, it's a very important question, and I'm not here to do whataboutery that what is happening in UP, Madhya Pradesh, Assam. Because these are the three states, the highest number of rapes have been taken place according to the report, central report, not mine. But I have to see about my place because, since 9th of and 3rd of September, everything has fallen under the West Bengal administration, and the West Bengal administration had been responsible to take up all the charges, and we are facing of things, from the doctors' protest to the normal citizen, and we are there and we are able to face everything, because we cannot run away. So why not everyone can support this bill? Why not Narendra Modi can come up inside the parliament and pass this bill and ask the honorable president or the governors, Maharashtra, whether it's Madhya Pradesh, whether whatsoever, क्यों ये bill नहीं pass हो सकता और इतने दिन क्यों लग रहे हैं? और बात सही है. It is all about the system. Why can't we revoke the system? Why can't we wake up the system? Because unless we do this sitting on a responsible chair where we are managing everything, this will not stop, Shreya. I mean, I'm very sorry to say, it's very insensitive to say in India, this won't be the last and the first case. But we have to revoke the system. But we have to wake up.
Okay.
And I mean, this is the time Bengal has shown its way. I mean, with all the jhapar, lapar, and all
Radhika,
the phatkar coming from each and every
ultimately,
places of the world,
even if this
Bengal has
is
woken
okay,
up. What is wrong
Radhika
with
ji, even if this is dramabazi and rhetoric by the TMC, Radhika, even if this is dramabazi and rhetoric by the TMC, the BJP is in a very tough spot. What will you do when the bill is sent to the governor? Can the governor really afford to say no?
Well, I can't talk on behalf of the governor.
If he passes it, it goes to the president. Can the president stall it? Because the owner, TMC spokesperson, is saying that the prime minister of this country should come forward and say this is a great bill because it's more stringent than the central law and we should let it go through.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the governor or the president. But what I'd just like to continue from where Tauseef ji left. He said the doctors were sitting and it was a very peaceful process. Doctors are very, very peaceful people. We don't expect them to go wild with anything. All they were waiting for was to say that please accept the police commissioner, sir, Mr. Goyal, please accept our demand for your resignation. I'll come back to the whataboutery. We say we will not indulge in whataboutery, and then we begin by naming the states. The fact that this was a horrific, gruesome, heinous, totally reprehensible crime on a doctor has made people move Bengal. Please understand, Bengal has been a state
But Radhika ji,
where women have
the
never
argument
been
that Mamata Banerjee has given on the floor of the House is, the argument that Mamata Banerjee is giving on the floor of the House is that if you're seeking my resignation, did you seek Yogi Adityanath's resignation or the Prime Minister's resignation when Hathras and Unnao happened?
Because Mamata Banerjee is not your usual chief minister and West Bengal is not your usual state. She is an authoritarian, despotic, oppressive, and I would say tyrannical and tyrannical.
Answer my
chief
question.
minister. I'm answering your question. So let's compare West Bengal with any other state in India, please. I beg to differ as a Bengali woman from West Bengal. If you look at how safe women are, if a woman ends up at
No, I'm trying to tell me that a rape is a rape in Bengal, but a rape is not a rape in Uttar Pradesh?
No,
Radhika ji?
I'm not.
Is there a difference between rape that happens in West Bengal and a rape that happens in Uttar Pradesh?
I will condemn rape anywhere. I will condemn any offense against any woman anywhere in our country. But let's talk about West Bengal. Women are not safe here in West Bengal, and we know it time and again because 3 days after this particular incident, 3 rapes took place. If Mamata Banerjee had put in the special fast-track courts, as I've mentioned before, it might not have acted as a deterrent, but people would be aware that they can be held liable for any of the crimes they commit against women. So let's not compare West Bengal or the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. And to talk about
Tauseef, I'll let you respond to that in 20 seconds and wrap up this chat.
I'll just finish it. And in the
Okay,
political
Radhika ji.
philosophy, it's the right of the people. It's the right of the people to say that, through a peaceful demonstration, we are going to alter or we are going to abolish a government if we don't like it and if the government acts against the common interest of the people. And that's what is happening in West Bengal. Why are we coy about it? Why are we trying to give it a political flavor by saying BJP is doing it? I'm sorry, this was not a hospital under BJP's care. It was a state government hospital where this doctor died this terrible death that the whole world has brought India
Tauseef, Rahman, I'll let you respond to Radhika ji saying that Bengal is not your regular state and Mamata Banerjee is not your regular chief minister. So don't compare Bengal to Uttar Pradesh, she says. I'll let you respond to that. 20 seconds, we'll end this conversation.
Shreya, what is the best part of your show? That you let us speak. And this is the best part. We don't get such chances in other shows. Thank you so much, Shreya. This just treats everything. Yeah, she is right. You cannot compare West Bengal with the other parts of India because this is the beauty of your show because the whole India listens. What is the mentality and what is the thought process of a BJP spokesperson sitting on a national television, they think West Bengal is not an integral part of India. But anyways, I don't want to argue on that. Out of 1,551 cases of rape, gang rape followed by murder, UP reported maximum cases 280, followed by MP 207, Assam 205, Maharashtra 155, and Karnataka 79. Of course, West Bengal is not the same. She's absolutely right. And we do agree with her. Thank you, Shreya.
Okay. Sanjay Hegde, last word to you. Maybe you can take 20 seconds and tell us how you see this bill ending. By the looks of it, I don't know what the governor is going to do. The president, I doubt, will give her assent in a hurry.
No, because the other bills are also in the pipeline, and the president will either collectively give assent to all of them, or may send some of them back for reconsideration and keep the others pending. So I don't think it's going to happen in a hurry. And certainly, if I'm allowed to put on my political hat, I don't think the president, which means the center, will be in a hurry for this government in West Bengal.
True. Given the fact that Mamata Banerjee is looking at this bill as a face saver. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lalit, for joining us. Sanjay Hegde, you're staying on with us for our next debate. Tauseef, thank you very much. And Radhika
Thank you,
Bhattacharya Shah, thank you very much.